My beloved ones, I do desire to address you with my teaching which is important, significant, and necessary to everyone in humanity on this planet. I hail from this part of the planet, which is called Lithuania, a small country in Europe at the Baltic Sea. It has under 3 million population. Even though it is a small country, it has a wonderful spiritual light. And this light is spreading from me, which I receive from Creator, as I represent Creator on this planet. My name is Algimantas, Algimantas. The meaning of my name is to receive reward for insight, for wisdom. I receive all information from different revelations that are being passed by Creator. And I also receive revelations directly from Creator. Therefore, I do desire to pass this information to those sincere searchers of truth, no matter where they might be living right now or traveling on this planet. You are within Creator's creation, within this universe. So I do desire to expand your insight, to expand the context, that you would be able to look around yourselves and realize that you are not alone, even though you might be alone in a physical sense. But even in this moment, you are being indwelled by Creator Himself through the indwelling of His Spirit, of His fragment, which is called Thought Adjuster, and which indwells each human being's mind and is operating through our subconsciousness. Every time we fall asleep, Thought Adjuster is passing information through our subconsciousness. Everything which you feel like love, goodness, beauty, mercy, justice, all this sensation is coming from Creator Himself, who is the source and center of love, beauty, goodness, mercy, justice, truth, reality. If you look at the sky, wherever you might find yourself in the moment, so this dome, this space, is one of 7 such skies currently inhabited by different living beings. The lowest form of living beings has this material or flesh form, material human body. But even in this case, a spiritual personality is not material. It is made up of vibrations, of energy, which is coming out of Creator Himself. And this personality is indwelling our body. It's the initial body on the way to paradise, to our real home, which is in the very center of creation. And this is the concentration of all energy of Creator Himself. Creator is the source and center of every personality. We are human beings, but we are personalities, all of us, because this is a separate form of life. If you take animals, they are of a lower living status. They do not possess abstract thinking. They learn by doing something. They develop their practical habits, while we can be taught even abstract things by our parents, by our teachers, by those who have more insightful approach to reality. So being a personality means the highest form of life in the whole of creation. But personalities have different functions. As we are in the initial stage, in the material flesh, so our main function is to have faith in Creator and discover Creator within ourselves, because we are indwelled by His fragment, by His Spirit. Therefore, this is a living bridge between Creator Himself and each of us. Therefore, it is possible for each of us to discover Creator within ourselves, within each of us. And this discovery is real, like you were looking for any object, searching for the object. And if you find it, you do realize you have found this object and you may use it. The same is with Creator. Once you discover it within, you do know He is discovered. And you begin to communicate, to commune with Creator Himself. And you begin to receive teachings directly from Him. Teachings. And you have sensations, feelings that are being passed by Creator ceaselessly. You may address Him whenever you want, in any moment, in any place. It depends upon your spiritual intake, insight. Once you are acquiring this practice and build up your faith in Creator and self-confidence, you will be able to establish your communion with Creator in any place, even in a huge crowd. No noise can disturb you. Therefore, I do desire to give you a broader outlook, that you would be able to have a peaceful, meaningful, and happy life in whatever country you might be living right now. Because happiness is generated by Creator Himself. Creator is the only source and center of love. You cannot be happy without feeling love. You cannot feel love without first discovering the source and center of love within yourself. It is impossible to love anyone without first loving Creator Himself. But to love Him, you first have to know Him. How could you know Him if you do not discover Him within? You cannot know the person personally if you haven't met Him. Therefore, the same applies to Creator. But to bridge the distance between Creator and each of us, Creator is so merciful that He sends His Spirit, His fragment, thought adjuster, into our mind, indwells our mind, not the material brain, but our consciousness, subconsciousness, and the process of our thinking. But with humans, which is the lowest personality living in the whole of creation, encounters a big problem. We have like a two-sided mind. The mind of our personality is wise and divine and bestowed by Creator Himself with all potential within eternity. But at the same time, we also have our lower side of the mind, which is called a human and material mind, which is full of different fears that have been passed through generations. Humanity has 1 million year past history. Therefore, all fears have been passed through this huge span of time. And in each nation, there is also a separate like line, which is specific of this nation in particular. But each nation has a collective and absolutely destroying our character fear. That is the cause of all problems that arise in humanity. It is fear. We do not want to be worse than anyone else in business, in science, within families, on the street. Therefore, we begin a mad race to a deadlock, race within a maze of darkness. We do compete with everyone. We do desire to be the first in every sphere at any cost, just for our own selfish benefit. It's counter the will of Creator, who is the source and center of love, and who is holding the whole of creation within His embrace, and motivates every human being, every soul being, every spirit being by His love, for the benefit of all, for the benefit of the whole of creation family. So every higher personality desires to serve those who are in a lower stage, on a lower level. Therefore, us humans, being the lowest among lowest in the whole of creation, are being helped, assisted by a huge collective of spiritual personalities. And this collective is called Creator's Providence. We receive assistance on the part of Providence once we desire for it and ask for this assistance, even Creator Himself. And we are being rendered this assistance anytime, any moment, in any place possible. Distance and time have no effect. The most important thing is that your request would be sincere, that you would address Creator with all your open heart. And this sincerity is also a trait, a character of Creator, and therefore it is the trait of your true personality. But your human mind, which is full of fears, is even afraid to address Creator Himself. He doesn't have the habit to commune, to talk with Creator every day. He strives for his own selfish interests. He desires for a very high career, for big property, for huge wealth. He desires for family comfort, family distinct position among other families. but absolutely ignoring to teach children that there is the source and center of happiness, of love, which is called Creator. But you may call him the Father, the Mother. You may call him the source and center of energy, the first source and center. Or you may call him Jesus, whatever you want. The most important thing would be your sincerity. And this sincerity opens your living channel to the communion with Creator. Sincerity is the trait of the character of Creator. We do not have sincerity without Creator. We do not build up sincerity out of ourselves. It is being bestowed by Creator himself. Once we establish a living communion with Creator, we begin to feel sincerity within. And this is the key for a living communion with Creator. Therefore, just if you want to have a healthy, happy life, do follow my teachings. I'm going to present you a series of teachings, and these teachings will lead you to a living discovery of Creator within, and to your happy and meaningful and healthy life on this initial planet, so that after resurrection, once your body completes all the energy, living energy, directed to you by Creator himself to stay on this planet, you will be resurrected on a higher level. And that level is called merontial level of our soul, before we turn into spirits. But in every stage, we shall be taught meaningful lessons by appropriate teachers, just to serve Creator for the benefit of all. So now, I'm the teacher, and even train other spiritual teachers on this planet, the only one to be training spiritual teachers, that this light would be spread throughout humanity, within humanity, and for the benefit of humanity. So if you follow my teachings, you will have your environment which will not affect your life the way it is affecting it right now. You will be raised above this effect of the ambience to your personal life. You will be protected by the providence. Once you are on this path, which I call the living path, once you are active, bold, resolute, and filled up with Creator's love, then your life turns into meaningful, and you do begin to feel love for the rest of humanity, for the whole spiritual family of the whole of creation. Therefore, my desire is to assist you, to help you, so that your everyday life would be filled up with meaning, love, peace, and happiness. And that is reality, which is being passed by Creator throughout the whole of creation. and it is called evolution. I desire that each of you would make its own contribution to evolution of Creator, bestowed upon this planet, bestowed upon the whole of mankind, as we are, each of us, either a son or daughter of Creator. Therefore, we should begin to discover Creator Himself within, and we will change the planet. It'll be a blossoming orchard of the sons and daughters of Creator, cooperating among all of us in fraternity, in brotherhood, as Creator is our father and mother for the whole of creation. And we have no other father and mother but Creator Himself. Therefore, follow my teachings that I will do my best to regularly post on the YouTube for your own benefit. I know what I speak of. That shall help you in your everyday living.